Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining, whether you're looking at this live or you are looking at this later. Thank you so much. Instagram, I'm sorry I couldn't get this live, but you're going to see this later. But thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for those of you who have been following my lives, my live streams the last past month. But I wanted to introduce a new one to you. I do the refueling station, the Black Burn, and Beyond Exhausted was a special live series, but this will be one of my regular weekly series, Mind Body Mastery with Dr. Erin. I'm finally putting all of my degrees to use. If you don't know me, I'm the CEO of Gracefully Productive Leadership Coaching. I do have an undergrad in biology as well as a master's, and I went on to do a science education doctorate. So, not a medical doctor, but I do have a background in science, and all of my research has been on metabolic diseases, diabetes, polycystic ovaries, you name it, everything in between, and how hormones affect our bodies from top to bottom. And so on this show, you'll get a very quick nugget into a factor of our well-being. The main question this show will delve into is that what if we trained like professional athletes train for championships, the Olympics, regular games, right? What if we do that? What if we train our minds, our bodies, and we eat well and we make sure we're in the right mental state, emotional state in order to be high performance. So that's not just set aside for professional athletes. If we take the same principles and practices, we can achieve high performance in every area of our lives. And everybody wants to be a high performer and have success at work or at home. So that's not just set aside for some people. We all want to be the best we can. So this live series explores all of those pieces that have to do behind the scenes. My family and friends, we often chat because they know I'm up on the latest natural remedies, why this happens, why this aches, what can I do, kind of thing. So I decided to bring it to the forefront. So let me preface everything I'm saying that anything in this broadcast or any episodes that I do, please consult your doctor and research it for yourself. This is only practical advice and scientific research, but you have to make your own choices, right? So my first episode and topic is dedicated to my mom, my dear old mom, dear young mom. She does look like my sister, but we're talking about hydration. Have if you've heard me before in my well-being refueling station where I talk about burnout and well-being, I mentioned hydration, and I dedicate this to her because she's a healthcare practitioner. She's a nurse. She has great work-life boundaries because when she hits the door, she is not a nurse, and we can't really look to her for her bedside manner like she gives her patients. She's mom. But one of the things mom always told us is that if anything is wrong with you, go drink some water. Your arm falls off, drink some water. Your head hurts, drink some water. You've been in an accident, drink some water. You tired, drink water. And it wasn't until I was a real life adult that I was like, yeah, mom might be right. And so we used to get frustrated because it's like, is there anything else? But she was right. Water is pretty much, if we stay hydrated, we can eliminate a lot of our issues that we have. So we're diving into a discussion about the fundamentals of hydration. And the first thing we have to get to is why. What's the science behind hydration? About 75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated. So if you think about the people you're around, your family, your coworkers, your friends, if they're really angry and they're just fussy all the time, 9 times out of 10 is because they're dehydrated. Other times they just might have a bad attitude and hurt people, but give them a little grace and hand them a bottle of water because they're probably dehydrated. And so water is not just a beverage. It really is play a vital part in our bodies. from optimal hydration to making sure your skin's clear, your nails are strong, to focus, keeping your body temperature. So, ladies who are going through hot flashes or just your hormones are all over the place, water can do miracles with that. 75% of our brains are made up of water, but mostly if you count the whole body, 65% of our bodies are composed of water. So we really can't live without it. And so just because so some people might say, okay, I don't work outside. If you are working with your hands, you're working outside and you're active all day, you're probably going to naturally hydrate, right? But for those who work inside, who are in front of the computer, who are just, we think we're doing the bare minimum, think about that water really accounts for how well you focus and think and perform mentally. So if you're forgetting things, you're agitated, and you can't focus on even the simplest task, 9 times out of 10, you need water. So any time we just feel like we're just thinking, oh, I'm not doing anything except for scrolling, you're using your brain. And so you have to hydrate regularly. So it doesn't mean that hydration is meant for people who, when you're exercising or you're working outside or you're sweating, even thinking in the cool, no perspiration, our bodies are utilizing the water that's inside of us, especially our brains. So, what are the benefits of hydration? I know I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know, but just here to remind you, hydration really impacts our mood and emotional well-being. If you find yourself, you're just agitated for no reason, you're snapping. One, it could be because you're hangry. This is true, but sometimes our bodies may seem like we may be hungry when in actuality we are probably thirsty. So even just if you have anxiety or you're depressed, all of those go with hydration and how the body processes and needs water to work. We need water to work. Our bodies need water in order for it to function. And hydration can relieve stress and provide an overall positive mindset. So when you just can't, when sometimes you're like, I don't even know what's wrong with me, you're probably thirsty. Grab a drink of water, drink some more if it doesn't help, probably take a nap, but most likely you're thirsty. Even when we're dehydrated, it feels like our body is telling us that we are in fight or flight. So when we're thirsty, our body says, "Oh, Erin must be on the battlefield, or she must be running from a dinosaur, or she must be picking up a bus off of a small kid." When actuality, we're just sitting in front of our computer and we are thirsty. So even when, and I have a go back to my YouTube, I talk about the role of cortisol. So cortisol is that stress hormone. When we're thirsty, our body thinks we're in survival mode, so it's going to increase cortisol, which does a whole lot of things to regulate our bodies to make sure we're getting out of the way of the bus, we don't get eaten by a dinosaur, or we don't get into a fight with a bear. Really, our bodies are programmed that way. So if you're stressed, hydrate. And for those of you who can't get to sleep, your brain is just on 10 when you're trying to like lay there and go to sleep. You don't feel, that warm, fuzzy, you relaxed feeling. If you don't feel that, or you cannot wake up in the morning, it's because you are in fact dehydrated. So water even plays a role in helping us sleep better. And when we sleep better, guess what? We can perform better and we don't eat as much, right? So water is that key. This is how everything links together. So if you can't sleep, try a glass of water at night before, and I'll repeat this again, before you grab that cup of coffee in the morning, grab the water first. And just, I'm not saying don't have your coffee, but push it back, grab some water first. You'll feel a whole lot better, a whole lot quicker as you're trying to wake up, because water actually regulates our sleep and our wake cycle. So what are the signs that you're dehydrated? So I remember a time where I thought I was drinking enough water, probably didn't. I just told myself I was. And I used to suffer from like debilitating headaches. Come to find out, I was dehydrated. And so that is, if you're having headaches, you're kind of dizzy and you're fatigued to the point where you can't keep your eyes open or you can't wake up, like the times where you dehydrate, like I just want to wake up but I can't. It's that's a clear sign that you're dehydrated. And then if you have dark urine, and dark urine, I mean the color of apple juice. We're all adults here, right? So the color of apple juice is a sign of dehydration. Color of lemonade, you're good. Apple juice, you're not. Um, and so if you're dehydrated, you have very low energy levels and overall performance. Again, you feel like you want to take a nap and then you wake up from the nap and you're still tired or you can't focus. Um, that is a sign that you are dehydrated. It's like you're running on empty and you can't move, you can't think, you can't do anything but binge watch TV, right? That's a sign that you're dehydrated. And if you go on with prolonged signs of dehydration, you could find yourself with kidney stones, digestive problems. Water is the key to digesting food. So if you what I call stress belly, your stomach is always angry at you, try water. And then if you are dehydrated, you can see your hair growth is stunted, your nails are stunted, your skin is dry. And then for my fellow allergy sufferers like me, I know when I'm dehydrated because I like nothing helps me because I'm so clogged up. Dehydration aggravates your allergies and make you more prone to allergic attacks. And dehydration even depletes your immune system. So you may find yourself a little more sick, like the common cold may come and get you a little bit more easier. So, what are the challenges of staying hydrated? I know, number one, I don't like water. Sometimes I am in the mood. I don't want to drink any water. At the same time, I don't even feel good. So I have to make myself drink. I find ways to, whether it's fruit in the water, a little lemon, sparkling water is my favorite. If my close friends know that if I'm at a restaurant anywhere, I don't drink sodas. I do like a good Sprite, especially the gasoline type Sprites from McDonald's, but that's few and far between. Um, I really do try to figure out a way to drink more water. Lately has been unsweetened tea just for something different. Sparkling mineral water really does help me stay hydrated. But even just setting a time or a reminder, there's apps for that. There's a hydration reminder app where it'll ping you and say, "Hey, did you drink some water?" And you check in and say, "No, not yet. I drank this much." And it'll say, "Okay, well, check back. I'll check back on you later," kind of thing. So you have to busy. You can be sitting in meetings, and not even sitting in meetings. Sometimes I can be sitting in front of my computer working deep work, doing deep focused work, and I forget to drink, even though my water bottle is there. So sometimes just being plain old busy helps us, prevents us from staying hydrated. Or if we are don't like water, we'll tend to shy away and drink other stuff instead, which really exacerbates our dehydration. Lifestyle factors is a challenge, right? So uh, alcohol, we'll start there first. I'll have a caveat about caffeine, but alcohol is really dehydrating, right? So you have to be mindful. Even a little wine, beer will take you out. Definitely, that is definitely is one type of alcohol that will dehydrate you the quickest. Um, and definitely excessive caffeine. Like I said, I'll tell you about a caveat of caffeine in a few. But even if you indulge in edibles or marijuana, that's definitely going to dry you out. So make sure you are hydrating whenever you are using any of those. I won't say substances because it is a substance. It's not, caffeine, alcohol, you name it. It's something that you put in your body that's going to draw away the water. And act as a diuretic, right? So, what is the common myth of dehydration? One thing is if you feel thirsty, you're probably you're probably thinking that you like that's the time you need to drink water. That's false. You need to consistently drink water. By the time you are thirsty, your lips are dry, your throat is dry. You're just not, functioning. You can't think. You're already at the peak of dehydration, right? And so, a fun fact about us getting, our age getting bigger is that as we age, that signal for thirst weakens. And so sometimes we don't even know we're thirsty until it's way too late. So that's why you have to drink water consistently, even if you don't feel thirsty. And so to round this out, what are some ways we can stay hydrated? So, like I said, the app, reminders, setting reminders on your phone, carrying a water bottle. So, if you're traveling, especially if you travel a lot, I don't want to spend $5 on a bottle of water in the airport. I don't want to pay that at the hotel either. So, I travel with a water bottle, and they have filtered water stations now in the airport. And then if you're staying at a hotel, my trick is that I go down to the gym and refill my water bottle. Um, and natural flavors. I'm not a coconut water girl. I'm trying to get with it a little bit. But citrus, mint, fruit infused water, all of those things can help you drink water and just add a little bit of variety to your water intake. Um, be consistent. Yes, you may be drinking a whole lot of water at the end of the day, but it's really not doing your body good when you're engaged actively in thinking and working. So that small, consistently doing 8 ounces every hour, more regularly is better than just drinking a whole lot of water at one time. And then if you're exercising, you definitely need to increase your water beyond what you would normally do. Um, One thing that I realized throughout just trial and error and thinking and talking to a couple of doctors, I have very low potassium. I think I'm just naturally, I have low potassium, even though I eat bananas and things like that. But you may want to make sure it's not just pure water, but you want to make sure that you're getting water plus sodium and potassium, which helps your body maintain hydration, makes your cells maintain hydration, right? So electrolytes, that's within the electrolyte drinks are mostly potassium and sodium. So they play a crucial role in balancing the fluid in our bodies. I'm not saying go out and get the Gatorade because if you're not training like a professional athlete or a college athlete, or you're not in HIT or any of those very high intense activities, 9 times out of 10, you don't need it, right? You don't need the Gatorade, but you do, if especially if you don't like water. The other side of this is making sure you eat proper foods that contain electrolytes. So, what are they? They're your bananas, they're your cucumbers, they're your tomatoes, your spinach, lemon juice you can add to your water. That's why you see a lot of things. Coconuts, coconut water, even oats help you maintain hydration. So, it's not just about drinking water, it's also about balancing out with a balanced diet. Um, and then, if you must drink electrolytes, look for options with less sugar, less salt, that's more in line with your everyday needs. You're not, there may be a professional athlete watching me, but if you are not, you don't need the Gatorade. And so make sure you limit your soda, um, soda intake. I don't know whoever's watching, it's cold drinks. If you're from Louisiana, soda, cola, any of that, y'all know. Even the sugary Kool-Aids, Crystal Light, even though it's sugar free, that toes the line a little bit. But making sure you limit all of those because that can draw water from you and act like a diuretic. And again, for my fellow allergy sufferers, antihistamines, your Zyrtec, your Claritin, all of those, your Benadryl definitely dries you out. And if you're on certain antidepressants or diuretics like high blood pressure, you are definitely depleting both your water and your sodium and potassium. So you want to make sure you're getting all of those things in so you can stay hydrated. And then if you, again, the coffee. So coffee is excessive coffee. If you're drinking pints of coffee, that's not good. But the reason coffee does contribute to dehydration, it does act like a diuretic and causes you to urinate more, so you lose more water. But coffee is good in moderation. But I still say push the coffee back, grab a water first, and then have your coffee after you've had your water to get your morning off to a better start. And then if limiting alcohol, if you can't, make sure you hydrate before and after. And that's where hangovers come from, because you've depleted everything in your body, both water and electrolytes. That's how you have that's why you have the headaches, the vomiting, the nausea, all of those good things. I knew this in college. So I was good. So to recap, water for everything. Angry, drink water. Don't feel well, drink some water. Tired, drink some water. Can't focus, drink some water. Good old home advice from my mom, but using some science to back it up. And so it's little habits. So I want to challenge you to do something this week in order to change something. So limit your soda or get a water bottle, get a reminder app for your water. Do something. It's small habits that can change. Don't try to go at it and change everything. Pick one, see how you feel. 9 times out of 10, you're going to feel a lot better. And commit yourself to doing one, drinking more water, find an alternative to doing it, eating more fruits and vegetables, limiting caffeine, and making sure you are hydrating regularly. So that's been my first Body Mind Mastery episode. Please, if you are in the chat or if you're seeing this later, DM me if you have any questions or topics you like for me to explore. So I think next time we'll talk about sleep hygiene, right? So sleep is really important. And I know with a lot of my friends and colleagues, sleep has not been very good. We're not getting enough. We're not getting quality sleep. So that has profound impact on our health and our cognition. And so I definitely want to tackle that. So thank you for tuning in. Join me next week if you're on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, go and subscribe and share this video for me. Drop in the comments or in my DMs to let me know what you like to explore next. And thank you for joining me on my first Mind Body Mastery. And I will see you here next week. Might be pre-recorded because I think that's going to be a little bit before Christmas. But join me here, and thank you again for watching. Oh, one more thing. Sorry, forgot. I'm going to add it to the bottom of the screen. I'm having my masterclass again. It was really great. I had really, really great time with the participants from my first one. I'm doing it again for those who missed it. Even if you can't make it, I want you to catch it live so I can answer your questions live. And I love the interaction. But even if you can't make it, make sure you actually register so you can get access to the replay. It won't be available right away, but you can get access to the replay, or at least know that you're interested in this topic. Let me know that you're interested in this topic. So go to Gracefully Productive / webinars from chaos to calm. We're talking about burnout and how you don't have to make this huge change for you to exit burnout, that you can do it right now. And so, like I said, we had a great time last week, and I would love to see you there Thursday, tomorrow at 7:30 Central Time. And thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.